All right. What's up, Justin?
What's up, John?
You like my shirt?
I do. I got a guy.
I think it's perfect for this channel because people love the mafia interviews, the mafia reviews. They love it. They can't get enough of it. So I've been doing more and more of it. It is what it is. It's working. People want to see it. I don't mind doing it. I actually had the girl Andrea Giovino from Get Gotti. Did you watch that Netflix special?
I canceled my Netflix a while
Oh,
ago.
there's a documentary on there how the feds finally got Gotti, and she was
How
around Gotti and Mark Ryder and all these guys and so on and so forth. So they interviewed her, so I had her on. Then I don't know if you know, like Greg Scarpa Jr. got out of jail 3 years ago. Do you remember him? Well, you remember Greg Scarpa Sr., right? The
well
Reaper,
he died of AIDS
right?
from blood transfusions,
This
right?
was this was his son. Finally got out of jail after 40 years because he didn't cooperate. And they let him out of jail because he had cancer. So he did two interviews. So I reviewed the interviews, and the videos are doing really good. And if anybody hasn't seen them yet, go back and see them because they're actually really good. And like I made a point, like I get that that's the life that you choose, but it's easier said than done. I want your opinion on this before we get into the news, right? I mean, you're you're faced with life in prison, and you're a young man. You're in your 30s, you're in your 40s, and they say you could either do life in prison or a very limited sentence in prison and cooperate. I
You want
mean,
to look over your shoulder every day for the rest of your life?
well, the problem is that's not happening anymore. There are
Eh,
that there are guys like Gene Borello cooperated, moved right back to the same neighborhood. And Hootie Russo, because from what I understand from the people that
well,
I've
hold
interviewed,
on.
go ahead.
That's the kid that Merlino was talking about, right? Skinny
Yeah,
Joe.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And I like him.
Molino,
Listening to him talk.
he's hilarious,
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he's yeah.
hilarious.
But the other kid, I don't. I mean, maybe he did. I have no idea. I don't know. I'm not. I
Yeah,
don't.
me
I wasn't
neither.
there. I don't know what's going on. Like how, like I could live in the same neighborhood and just never leave my house.
You
Like,
know,
what are you gonna?
well, I mean, from what I understand, obviously the mafia is a fraction of what it used to be. I mean, we could see that just living in Jersey, Brooklyn, Staten Island. I mean, I
Well,
went.
nobody wants to go to prison anymore for
That's what
a
it is.
thousand years.
So from what I understand, there is a no murder policy with with whatever's left in the mafia because nobody wants to go to jail for 20, 30 years. So,
But hold on, before you go any further,
good.
I know a cop, a buddy of mine. He's a cop, and he said
Yeah.
he's like, listen, he's like all these. He's like the same thing with the drug dealers. He's like, if they didn't go into violence, we would never know they sold drugs.
Ah, yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah,
like,
yeah. Right.
once people start getting shot or
Right.
killed, he's like, that's when the cops get involved. He's like, you sell drugs, we had no idea.
Yeah, yeah. They don't
Like
have
we
anything.
wouldn't know. Like it's just.
Right.
He's like, but
Yeah.
once you start getting with the including violence with everything, that's when the
Yeah.
cops.
Right. So my attitude is I don't know what I would do if I was in that position. But it's what I'm saying is it's easier said than done. Here's a guy, Greg Scarpa Jr., who kept his mouth shut, and the only reason they let him out of prison was because he was diagnosed with cancer in his 70s, and they released him. And he wasn't even able to do any uh, interviews until 3 years later. They released him in 2020. Guy did almost 40 years in prison. So when
Yes,
people
we.
say, he's a rat, he's a this, he's a that, it's like, and plus, like, then you see other people ratting around you and there's no code anymore. It's like, why am I sitting rotting in jail? You know
Yeah,
what I
you're
mean?
going by a book that nobody reads.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Like
That's right.
Larry Mazza said the only reason he cooperated is because he found out Greg Scarpa Sr. was an FBI informant. John Elite found out that Junior Gotti was cooperating. And so it's
What
like, yeah, 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 actually.
I don't. I
Yeah.
listen. Like I said, it's like politics. It's you don't know who to
I
believe.
mean, there's always justification for it. I get it. But when you're faced with life in prison and you're never getting out again, yeah, man.
It's one of those things. Like if you, I don't know, if you have a family and I don't know. I'd be too nervous about not me, but like my mother, my sister, my brother.
Right.
And like that's I don't know. I don't know what I would do. You're right.
No,
I
me
have no idea.
neither. Me neither. I mean, and then people say, "Well, you should have known that before you got involved." Well, some of these guys get involved as teenagers. Gregscarpajr Jr. was 16 when he started. You know what I mean? It's like, but
Yeah,
anyway,
same thing.
whatever.
The fucking send me the bull.
Yeah,
He wasn't in his 40s. Like he was a kid.
yeah, right, exactly. So, but I don't know, man. It's just like I said. I think it's easier said than done. But we're gonna do the news, and we got some pretty good stuff. Let's see. What are we gonna get started with? This this squatters thing is really getting out of hand,
Yeah.
and
Well, okay.
the governor is getting hit with a lot of heat, as it should be. AOC is getting hit with a lot of heat, as it should be. Not just squatters, but crime in general. Like that police officer that got killed and he was 31 years old. They wouldn't let the governor in the wake. And then AOC had a town hall and people were screaming at her about the crime and the migrants in New York City. So I think
Well,
people have had enough. But another thing that comes up all the time is this squatter thing, which is absolutely ridiculous. So I don't know if
if
you
you go
saw
on
that.
I think as a New York State, if you 30 days, if they're there for more than 30 days,
Yeah,
they like the cop. Well, they arrested that one woman in Queens. She changed the locks, and they arrested her for that.
yeah. But there was another one. There's been a couple of them. So New York City couple are sued by squatters who allegedly took over their $930,000 investment home and won't leave. It's absolutely absurd. Now that's another thing. It's an investment home. So let's say I want to buy investment property, and then there's this rule that if squatters stay there for 30 days, why would I invest in New York City? I would
I
go to
would.
I would go to a state where they don't have this problem, like
Yeah.
Florida, Arizona, right? Says a pair of alleged squatters accused of unlawfully moving into a Queens duplex are suing its rightful owners after refusing to vacate the $930,000 home. They throw these numbers around because they know people, but in Queens and Brooklyn, like that number is really not that
That's pretty.
high.
Yeah, that's a low. Yeah,
you
I mean
know,
it's high, but it's not.
Not for New York City.
That's like mid range.
That's why people fucking move to Jersey and upstate and whatnot, because you get, more house for half the amount.
Yeah, more bang for your buck.
Yeah, right. It's the latest logic defying chapter of the ongoing squatter saga in the borough, which in recent weeks has been multiple homes occupied by unwelcome invaders who claim rights to the proprietors under New York City's permissive laws. It's absolutely absurd, said the owner of the latest target home, Julia Fullman, who so far has racked up more than $4,000 in legal bills fighting the suit. Jesus Christ, man.
At that point, just like the house on fire.
Right. I think somebody actually did that. I'm pretty
Just
sure
and that's
somebody.
it. Everyone loses at that point.
Yeah, these people literally broke into the house. It's not fair to us homeowners that we are not protected by the city. This is a Jamaica. It's in Jamaica property home. Within the five boroughs, squatters need only to occupy a property for 30 days before a wide range of legal protection kicks in that makes it difficult for the owners to evict them. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Why would you allow that? Why would this is the crazy left liberalism passing laws in New York City which just go against good, hardworking middle class people, and it blows me away.
Yeah, it's like why would you?
Why
Why
would
would
you even?
anybody move? Well, the thing is, a lot of the liberals, a lot of people who vote left that I noticed, they're all well off. They got money. So I don't know. I mean, I would go down to like the Brooklyn Heights or Carroll Gardens and just kick a door in and say, "No, I live here now. You were in
Yeah.
Europe all summer, so I'm good."
Well, that's yeah. You know what? When that starts happening, maybe they'll start realizing
That's exactly when I'll start changing everything.
yeah, because it's absolutely ridiculous. And then here's another story of these these left-leaning politicians that pass laws in New York City. This was unbelievable. I sent you this one. Brazen New York City gangbanger who's already racked up 9 arrests this year keeps getting cut loose due to woke bail reform. So a Bronx gangbanger who has racked up 9 arrests in this year on a bevy of wild charges is free on the streets in New York City after being repeatedly sprung without bail. So it's a Latin King member, Emmanuel Santiago, 32, keeps ending up in cuffs even as he faces 7 open cases in the Bronx on charges ranging from intent to sell dangerous drugs, grand larceny of cars, possession of weapons, allegations of domestic violence. The brazen gangster was most recently arrested after a December heist in the Bronx, where he broke into a police officer's car and made off with an arsenal of gear, including gun, belts, ammunition, bulletproof vests, a riot shield, a baton, mace, handcuffs, and a radio. Go ahead.
I don't know. It's just why even arrest him in the first place?
Yeah, right. Why waste your time?
Dude, if I was a cop, I wouldn't get out of my car. I would sit in my car and I would wait until my shift was over, go back to the precinct, change, and then go home.
Well, I guarantee you there are cops that do that.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
Because what's the point? Like, there has to be, I don't know for sure, but there has to be they have to have trouble recruiting police officers. They have to.
I listen. Being a cop, it's not a bid. It's a city job. Yeah, you got the benefits, the pension. You do 20 years, 23 years, whatever it is.
Yeah.
And then it's good.
On
it's
paper.
Not bad.
Yeah.
And then a lot of these kids and what they should do is they should keep cops in their own, like, if, like, okay, let's say a kid's from, like, I don't know, East New York or something. He wants to be a cop. They should have that kid in his neighborhood.
I agree. Yeah.
Not some fucking kid from Long Island.
That's right.
Working in Brownsville.
Right.
Like, why? Like, no, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. No, I agree. The problem comes with numbers. So what I mean by that is you got to figure out how many kids from, let's say, Brownsville for some reason want to be cops. There might only be a handful of kids from Brownsville that actually take the test. You put them there, but you still need more.
I mean, you always need more, but it's like they
but at the very least, put them there because they know these kids, they know the families, they grew up there.
They know the neighborhood.
They know the neighborhood. They know how people are. They know how they act. Blah blah blah. So on and so forth. Yeah, I agree. That might be one solution, but the solution is reverse these ridiculous laws and start enforcing the laws again. I mean, this guy stole a police car with weapons, mace, batons, and he's out on bail. He's out on no bail, actually.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Well, they did the whole big bail thing, and it was like, I got a it's on my Instagram. It was, I got a letter in the mail one day. It was a couple years ago. Like, oh, you might be eligible for class action lawsuit filed by the people, versus New York City or whatever. You may be eligible for like $3,500. I'm like, oh, okay, that's pretty cool. But of course, the thing with bail, you can get bailed out like from Central Booking in downtown Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
They could bail you out, and it used to be they just put you upstairs in the Brooklyn House of Detention, and then they changed it to where they send you to Rikers Island to wait for bail. So that could take fucking days after you already been bailed out. So there was a lawsuit which makes sense because people were bailed out on like Tuesday and they're still sitting in the cell on like Thursday.
Right.
So it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
So I got some money from that. But it's like then they just did away with bail.
So you're releasing the criminals on multiple charges, and you're not getting any money from bail.
You're not gonna. It doesn't make any sense. I don't know. They could be legit victims, and they're just. It's nuts. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense.
So you have. I just don't. Where is the logic I don't understand these politicians, the governors, the DA, the mayor. I don't understand. And did you see the DA, the governor, I can't speak today. Did you see Mayor Adams on the Breakfast Club
He's fucking
blaming racism about the crime? And
yeah.
he said that the American government picks cities to become sovereign cities with black mayors. So
He
Chicago,
came out. He ran on that.
and it's
He
like,
said, we're a sanctuary city. We're gonna stay sanctuary city." Blah
right.
blah blah blah. Same thing in Chicago. Same thing in Philadelphia. Philadelphia, they can't even afford that sanctuary city shit
I mean,
because they
it's
don't
just
even need it. They're falling apart to begin with in Philly.
even Charlemagne was like,
Yeah,
even he
like
used to.
really.
Even and Charlemagne's like he's leftist, and even he was like, really. It was unbelievable, but it's just okay.
Well,
All right,
there was that girl, the female on there that I guess she was like a public defender. She was a
yes,
lawyer, so
yes, yes,
she was a
yes,
legal aid.
yes, yeah,
But she's another one. It's like she's like, oh, listen, when cops block. Listen, I've been to Rikers Island. I've spent time there, and it's everybody's innocent on Rikers Island,
yeah. Oh, of
according
course.
to them, according to
Yeah,
the people on Rikers Island. I
yeah.
didn't do anything. Like, oh, okay,
What?
that's great. Like,
Every
I'm
person that
sure.
gets arrested didn't do anything.
Yeah, what do you think? They should only be lawyers because they stick to that
Yeah.
story. That's like,
Yeah. Yo, I guarantee you the people that actually voted in for the body cams across the country, I guarantee you that there is a part of them that regret doing it because now you actually have the evidence of what the hell goes on.
yeah,
And you have to see if you want to go down if you want to open Pandora's box, go on TikTok and just put in what do you call it? Body cam footage. Dude, I don't know how these cops do it. Every single person is it's and my favorite ones are the white women that are entitled that get pulled over for like a minor traffic infraction.
yeah. You kind of went into the line with your car. I'm just gonna give you a ticket. Don't worry about it. And then, yeah, then she starts flipping out.
Right.
They should be shot. I'm not.
Yeah. But I mean, they
I mean,
escalate from a speeding ticket to a
so
red
like life
light.
in prison. It's like,
Yeah,
what are
yeah,
you doing?
yeah.
Like,
It's like, what are you doing, lady? Jesus Christ! Like they
my
won't.
father, God rest his soul, always told me. Once I started becoming once I got to my teenage years and I
Yeah,
started becoming like problematic, he always said, "Listen, whatever you do, if a cop pulls you over, a cop stops you, cop questions you, say as least as possible, and always say yes, sir, no,
right.
sir,
Always
yes, sir, no."
cooperate, but don't give them as much as right.
Yes, he's like, that's it. That's all you gotta do. You don't gotta give
Yeah.
me your life story. Don't tell them more than they want to know.
It's dude, it's unbelievable. Like women that won't put their windows down when they say put the window down. Women
Yeah,
that
it's like,
won't.
and everyone, all of a sudden, everyone becomes a lawyer.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
had the one, it was an Uber driver. He's like, I'm not putting the window down. He's like, I'm a lawyer. The cop's like, well, if you're a lawyer, why are you driving an Uber? I'm like, all I'm asking you is to put the window down. Like, I'm not
right.
dive through the window to attack you. And
It's
the Uber
unbelievable.
driver was just, and long story short, they broke the window and dragged him
Yeah.
out.
What do you expect? What do you think is going to happen?
Then the
It's
cop has all this fucking. They have the what is it called? The reasonable doubt.
yeah.
No, I think it's reasonable doubt. I don't know. Anyways, they fucking just say, okay, I'll put the window down. I have X, Y, and Z on me. And here's everything. My hands are up. You can see my hands. Just cooperate.
Yeah.
They're not going to shoot you if you're fucking cooperating.
Right. Exactly.
Nobody thinks that. No, they've done it before.
No.
Yeah, they have not done that before.
But they have body cam footage. Well, if you've noticed, ever since they have body cam footage across the country, it is in every city and right. It is mandatory. If you notice, there is no more controversy when it comes to somebody getting shot.
Well, they had the kid that got shot. He got pulled over.
Yeah, he shot the cop. Yeah,
he shot 11 times. And then
Yeah,
the
yeah,
mother is up there crying. He didn't do nothing. He didn't do nothing. It's like
yeah.
this body cam footage.
Right,
She
yeah.
shot the cops first,
It's
and
unbelievable, dude.
then the
It's
cops killed
unbelievable.
him. And it was like, well, what the fuck? What do you? First of all, even if I don't care how high or drunk I may have been in my past, the last thing I would do, the last thing that would even register in my brain would be let me dig into my pocket as if I'm pulling out a weapon.
Yeah, yeah,
To
exactly.
a fucking cop who I know has a weapon.
Right, I don't understand where this stuff comes from. I don't understand where this entitlement comes from. It's I said, do yourself a favor. Actually, don't do it because you'll be on TikTok for like forever.
Just say yes, sir, no, sir.
That's it.
And don't say nothing until your lawyer gets there. And that's what you got to do. That's your right.
That's it. That's all. It's the
Don't
best
fucking
thing.
be a dick. Because if 9 times out of 10, if you're a dick to a cop, he's going to be a dick right back.
And there's a lot of times where if you're cooperative, because there've been times with me where I've been cooperative and they let me off on a warning.
Yeah.
You know, they
I
go
never
like,
got that. But
yeah, well, yeah, yeah. But there were times like, let's say my taillight was out or something like that, or I was driving in a part of New Jersey I wasn't from, and I was very cooperative. I shut the car door open, opened the windows, have my license, registration, insurance ready out. Like
yeah.
you said, yes, sir, no, sir. And they're like, okay, I'm going to let you off on a warning this time, but just, get your taillight fixed or whatever. I mean, you catch more bees with honey, put it that way. So next story, this really isn't much of a story, but do you give a shit if The Rock endorses Biden or not? Because he's saying he's not going to endorse
No,
Biden. I don't give a fuck
don't care
about
what
The
that guy
Rock.
done.
I don't give a shit.
He could
What?
come out and say, listen, I fucking, shove bananas up my asshole. I
I
wouldn't
don't,
care.
but he's a wrestler action hero. What do I care if he doesn't endorse? Give a fuck.
Yeah, and make believe, not even real life.
Yeah. And yeah, right. Yeah. And he is now, I believe, on the board of he has business interest in WWE and I believe uh some kind of mixed martial arts. I'm not 100% sure. So what do you think the majority of those people that watch that crap are? You think they're Biden supporters or you think,
I don't know.
that
I don't. I haven't
no,
watched wrestling since
no, but I mean,
fucking.
yeah, but they're obviously the majority of these people that watch this crap, because he also has partial partial partners or investors uh in mixed martial arts. I don't know if it's the UFC or not, or so on and so forth. I don't know the details. I should have fucking looked it up, but
Rock.
obviously, yeah, obviously those people are fucking Trumpers. I mean, do you ever see Trump when he shows up at a UFC show? He fucking the whole arena bugs out.
I
You
know.
know,
Well, they're not. I feel like wrestling would be like WWE
it's
or
more for
WWF.
kids. It's more for kids.
Yeah, it's like, oh, let me bring my autistic kid to
Yeah,
because he thinks it's
exactly.
real.
Right.
But I don't know. MMA. I've never been to I never been to one. I don't go. I don't know. For me, I watch on TV. It's okay. That's cool.
I watched the last one. I'm not a big MMA guy. My whole life I've always been into boxing, but I never really got into MMA. But I watched the last one. I bought the last one, and Trump came in, dude.
Oh, and in the Garden, didn't he? In
Well, no,
UFC?
that was the first time. He did it a second time in Miami.
Oh,
Bro,
they went
the
nuts.
fucking roof almost came in. Even in New York City, in the Garden, they went berserk.
I know, but people hate him.
I know. Yeah.
No one hates him. The guy who fucking picks his nose.
The guy wipes his hands for him.
The guy. I feel like if you're an adult, if you're a grown man in their 30s, 40s, and you're still like all pro Biden after the fucking
After all this time.
smorgasbord of a fucking presidency that he just had,
Yeah, right.
it's like there's something wrong with you, not everybody else.
Yeah, I agree. I completely
Because there's
agree.
no way. Because dude, I don't know. It's like I said, August of 2020, I was paying $2.13 a gallon in Brooklyn for gas.
Mhm. Right.
And I work in Jersey. And usually it's always cheaper in Jersey to get gas.
That's right.
No, it wasn't. It was cheaper. It was nice. It was fucking nice.
Oh, yeah.
And then product comes in. Oh yeah, no, it's fucking gas $4 a gallon, $4.50, $8 to fill my tank. I'm like,
And
this fucking.
and then of course during an election year it goes back down to like 320, 319. Oh, how
It's
convenient.
still more money than
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I don't know. It's all. Hold on one second.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I gotta sat it to myself. So
This this story's great. This story's great. I sent this to you. Apparently, there is this dynamic duo in Texas, a mother and daughter. They were arrested for a nationwide illegal butt injection operation. So, a mother daughter duo from Texas have been arrested for allegedly running a nationwide illegal butt injection operation. Consuelo Delbo, 56, and Isabella Delbo, 18, were busted in a sting operation Wednesday by an undercover cop in Houston. The two women thought they were meeting with a client whom they had charged $6,000 for illegal procedure. Illegal procedure. They had just arrived from California, conducting their illicit business. Oh my God. You got to see what they look like. Jesus Christ. The mom and daughter planning to inject the undercover cop with an unlabeled brown liquid in an apparent effort to calm the cop down before the procedure. And the mother, a licensed cosmetologist in Texas, also allegedly offered her a Xanax.
you want to relax? Here you go.
I just all right. What the funniest part to me is why would you trust some random lady injecting something into you?
Hey, it's brown. It could
That's
be fucking iced tea.
you know, that's a it just blows me away. It's like
Wait, were people dying from that,
I don't know. I don't think so
or were they just getting
because
them? They probably
I
got them on
know.
like.
Good,
I don't
because
know.
I know people actually do this. They get the butt injections,
Well, they go to D off of that.
but but you can get it here. But an actual licensed physician does it. You know, and I know a lot of girls. There's this there's this category in bodybuilding for women called wellness, and it's the stupidest thing in the world. But it's basically you got to have a big butt to do it, right?
I'm
So a
guessing the
lot.
rule.
What?
I'm guessing the rule. All those women are
Exactly.
black.
No,
What?
actually, most of them are either Dominican or Brazilian. Actually,
Oh,
uh,
well, I don't know. Black women have big butts. That's not a race thing. It's fucking. It's a fact.
you're right. I can't deny it. You're
It's not a lie. It's not. It's a fucking well-known, accomplished fact.
100%. Absolutely.
Well, Dominicans and Brazilians.
Yes. Anyway,
Yeah.
I know these girls get it done because they go into these contests where you need a big butt, right? So, but apparently, because like big butts now are the thing. Every girl wants a big butt. Nobody wants big tits anymore. Every girl wants a big butt.
A
So,
natural big butt, not
yeah, but they don't give a
like
shit.
you can't have
Girl.
thin thighs with
Oh yeah,
like
yeah, it's unbelievable. But here's
because
the thing: like, if you don't have a big butt and you get um and you want a Brazilian butt lift, well, they have to take fat from your body. But if you're thin, you can't do that. You don't have enough body fat to do it. So then the next thing is a implant, which is expensive, and the next cheapest thing is an injection, but it's temporary. I think it lasts like 6 months or whatever the case may be. It's like kind of doing your lips, when they do that kind of thing. So this
yeah.
is what they're all doing now because the trend is big butts, and let's face it, women just follow the trend. They don't give a shit. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Oh, what is it? I don't give it. Is it unhealthy? That don't matter.
Yeah, well, they don't give a shit. Yeah,
Well, anyway.
it's like the Ozempic. Every girl is on Ozempic, um,
Yeah.
to
Meanwhile,
lose weight now.
people with fucking diabetes are dying because there's a shortage. God
But
forbid you go to a fucking gym or walk to the fucking McDonald's.
or stop eating.
Yeah, yeah. God forbid you try at all.
It's the truth. It really is. So they want these big butts, but okay. So if you want to do it, and you will want to go to a licensed physician to do it, but you go not only do you go to this person that is not licensed, you don't know what they're injecting, but let's say, which I'm sure happens, it's fake and it doesn't work. What are you going to do now? Like you can't find them. They're not around. They took your money. You can't sue them. I mean, what can you At least if there's a problem with the doctor, you can go back to the doctor.
Yeah,
I mean, it just blows me away how people just fucking. I don't know
they're
who's stupid.
desperate. I mean, the people they find a deal, like, oh, I got a deal, but that's a medical procedure. Like, wouldn't you want to go to? Like, would you buy a car for $1,000? It's a 2022 fucking, I don't know, any car that's a
Right.
newer model, low miles, but you're getting it from the guy up in like the South Bronx.
Yeah,
thousand
exactly.
bucks. Like,
Yeah.
well, there's something wrong with this car.
Right. Yeah,
Either it
exactly.
has no fucking engine or it's fucking stolen.
Yeah.
These are what these women do. They oh, look at this. I'll get a Brazilian butt injection for fucking $80.
It's unbelievable. It really is. It's unreal. All right, next story. I know you love these stories, and these stories are also far too common. So apparently, there was a woman in Florida who posed as a 14-year-old so she could molest middle schooler, and she faces child sex charges. So she was 23, 23-year-old woman who posed online as a 14-year-old girl to meet and molest a teenage boy has been hit with additional charges. Alyssa Ann Zinger of Tampa was arrested for the second time on Thursday and charged with additional sex crimes and minors after four more victims came forward. But all right.
Why come forward? Why ruin it?
I was thinking the same thing. She was first arrested in November for allegedly engaging in at least 30 sexual acts with at least one middle school student. At least that kid got this.
30?
Jesus Christ. Between the ages of 12 and 15.
That's a little, man. I don't know. If I was 12, when I was 12, yeah, I would have fucking kept my mouth shut.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd be able to keep my mouth shut because you remember you would tell
I
all
mean,
your
you tell your
friends.
friends at the skate park, hey, listen,
The accused
boning.
predator, the accused predator allegedly created a fake persona on social media as a homeschooled 14-year-old girl, communicated with minors who attended Wilson Middle School in Tampa's Hyde Park neighborhood, mainly through Snapchat. Oh my God. So, all right, here's the thing.
So once again, you cannot trust young boys to keep their mouth shut. We
No,
got a
you can't.
good thing. Don't say
Yeah,
nothing.
yeah, that's right.
We're getting laid.
I'm 13 and I'm getting random hand jobs.
I'm
Just
getting a
shut the.
fucking old fashioned.
Yeah. I mean, but it's just like, and you don't even have to pretend you're 14. You think if,
No,
you think
pretend
if,
you're fucking your actual age.
yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
I'm 23. You want to get jerked off? Okay.
Exactly. You know, you don't have to lie. It's
You don't gotta
unbelievable.
fucking yeah. You don't gotta tell me it's fucking bedtime story. Just jerk me off. I'll be on my merry way on my bicycle. That's what I mean. Kids today are stupid.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, man.
Because if I was 14, and I'm talking about if I was 14 in 2024,
Yeah.
not fucking 1996. Yeah, I think I would say, listen, the internet's a big thing. Everyone can find everything out. I'm gonna shut. I'm not gonna tell my friends. I'm not gonna tell my buddies.
No,
I'm gonna get jerked off whenever I want.
you know what it is, dude. I, it's I get that it's easier said than done, but I
No, it's
remember I remember as a kid, like the first time I was with a girl, I told everybody, like in high school. I remember the
yeah,
first
since
girl.
is your age,
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah.
not
But
some hot fucking cougar who's 23.
yeah, exactly. It's just okay. But here's the thing. Now you get into her, right? Like now you get into the psychology of her. Why? Why?
Well, hold on. I want to stop you right there
Go ahead.
because I've been thinking about this a lot.
Okay.
Not a lot, but when you sent me the story, I looked into it. I'm like, it's different, and no one, everyone's. Oh, you got a bunch of feminists that say, "That's not different. It's still fucking pedophilia." No, it's not. A woman cannot be a pedophile.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, A woman cannot be, if it's a boy who hit puberty, it doesn't matter the age because it's a guy.
Yeah, no, I agree. What I'm trying to say is her mental status, because why would a 23-year-old
Oh well,
woman?
yeah. Well, she's fucked up,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
other than that, it's like you're not.
It's a gift for any older kids. It's a
Yeah,
God-given
listen,
gift.
I don't give a fuck if you want to be a firefighter or if you want to be a priest when you get older.
Yeah.
If you're 14 and you hit puberty, getting jerked off by an older woman is
Oh,
fucking cool.
yeah. I remember, I remember the first time it was so awkward. I was about 14, 13 or 14. We were in my friend's pool.
Yeah, jerk,
And
you fucking added some chlorine.
what'd you say?
You added some chlorine to the pool.
Yeah, yeah, no, that's not what happened actually. So this girl liked me, and I remember her name was Marissa. I don't remember her last name, but she was, she liked me, and we were in the pool in like the shallow end, right? Because the kid had an in-ground pool and shit. And she was like, she was rubbing my komasikama, and
Yeah.
I was so like not experienced. I didn't know what to do. That I got out of the pool, went home, and jerked off.
Yeah. Meanwhile, she did it for you.
Yeah.
I don't know. My youngest, I was at a keg party in Shore Road Park, and the girl was Asian
Really?
and got jerked off. Yeah. I'm like, wow, this is the coolest thing I've ever felt and experienced.
Really?
I had no idea what was going on. I was like,
An
just keep
Asian
going, just
chick.
keep going. Yeah.
Well, you told the
And
story about the first time you had uh fellatio at the kids
but
where were you on 70 18th and 70, I forgot. What was
now it was down a block from that catering hall on 18th Avenue.
Yeah, because the
So it was
catering hall
either
was the
73rd
underage.
or 70. I think it was 73rd or 74th.
Right.
Yeah, dude, I fucking blew my load. I'm like, what the fuck was that? What just happened? I was like annoyed that I could have. I my mind went. I went blank. My brain like just I blacked out. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. And then I had to walk back all cool. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know what just happened. I can't explain it, but something just happened.
Yeah, yeah. I'll show you if you want to come outside with me. But other than that, I can't
She made
explain
me. Yeah, she did with her mouth. It was amazing.
it. Yeah. It's amazing how when you're a kid, it's just unbelievable. You ever, when you're a kid, or even, well, when you're a kid, you ever get excited to actually go home and jerk off? Do you ever like, oh, I'm going to go home and watch porn and all fucking jerk off?
Oh well, I'm gonna look at the Sears fucking
Yeah.
catalog.
Well, we had the Spice Channel.
Well, fucking fuzzy. The waves will.
Yeah.
I think that was a yeah.
But
I think that was a butthole.
we had the Spice Channel, and it was the illegal box, but they didn't show penetration. So
Oh, until I get to 10. Remember that? If they're showing out, they showed it.
really, I don't remember. You might be right. I don't
Well, I
remember.
had it. My dad was a firefighter, so the bathroom at the firehouse had penthouse, and penthouse
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Hustler was like it wasn't Playboy was
Oh no, Playboy was
fucking
nothing.
for amateurs.
Playboy was Sports Illustrated. That was nothing. Are you kidding?
But I
Yeah.
remember peeling the pages apart. I'm like, whoa, why?
Yeah.
I had no idea what it was. I'm fucking. Then I go downstairs eat a sandwich without washing my hands. I didn't know. I was fucking like I was like 10 years old.
Oh shit!
I was
Yeah,
like,
we
yeah,
had them.
but this,
We had them in my house too. We had them in my house because it was all boys in my house. It was me, my two brothers, my father. My mother was
yeah.
the only woman, and she had no choice. She had to deal with it. And yeah, you know what show when I was about 18 or 19? You know which I think I might have told you this, but you know what show I used to fucking rip one off to?
But
You remember the show on MTV, The Grind?
no.
it was a show. It was an MTV would host a spring break um
Oh,
party, and it was
yeah.
just a bunch of people dancing, and they would have DJ. Who was the DJ from Queens that was real popular back then? Do you remember? It was this DJ. I can't remember his name. This guy was from Queens. It was huge, and everybody wanted him at their parties or whatever. And I would just fucking masturbate to the girls in bikinis dancing. That was it. That was it. That was the whole thing.
We had. I mean, what the fuck else are you gonna jerk
That's
off to?
it. That was it. And I remember like it would they would play the reruns like early in the morning. So I had to go to school at like my first class. I was a freshman in college. My first class was like 8 o'clock. So I'd be up like 6:30 in the morning jacking off to this fucking thing. And my hand looked like a hummingbird because that's how fast it would be going. It'd be ridiculous. Now I jerk off and in the middle of it I need a nap. I'm like,
Let
forget
me eat something real quick, jerk off,
it.
lay down.
Ain't that the truth? All right. I was going to talk about Planet Fitness, but I think we should end on a high note.
Yeah, and then a good laugh.
Yeah, end on a good laugh. That's it. We'll talk about Planet Fitness next time. Just guys, do yourself a favor. Don't join Planet Fitness. It's a fucking shit show. All right. But we were
Unless
going
you
to
want to
talk
watch some guy jerk off
in the
in a
women's room.
some woman jerk off in the woman's room.
Yeah. It's unbelievable. All right. All right, Big Justin. We'll talk during
All
the
right,
week.
Johnny. Yeah,
All
I'll
right.
talk to you soon. All right.
You got it later.
Later.